In this class, let us continue to discuss CDP, that is Child Development Pedagogy, most important theories, which will be very much useful for not only the guest teachers recruitment, but also for HSTR, GPSTR, TET and CRISE as well. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe right now, and also if you are liking our work, like this video and share among other aspirants who are preparing for teacher recruitment exams. First, let me give the answer to the question which we have given as assignment in the previous class. So the answer here will be option 2. As per Piaget's theory of cognitive development, students of class 6th to 8th in classroom should present problems that require reasoning based solutions. Okay. Before starting the class, I want to give you a small announcement related to our HSTR PM batch. It is going to start today. Okay. So if you are interested, please you can mail us or you can message us in WhatsApp to this number 911-055-8369, or you can mail us to atahartethtstrcourses@gmail.com. Aspirants who are interested to take GPSTR classes, please hurry up because we are going to close the registration soon. Now the science classes are going on. You can enroll now and get all the previous mathematics classes also. Okay. Of course, TET classes though are ready. Whoever is interested can take up whenever you want to. So let's start with the next theory, which is attachment theory by John Bowlby. This theory was actually developed in order to do research on children and their emotional attachment to their primary caregivers. Who are the primary caregivers? Mostly, maximum times it is the mother only, right? In some other situations, it can be father or a guardian. So here, Bowlby told that the attachment with the primary caregivers in a child's life plays a very important part throughout the life of the child. The child will grow up, right? For the entire of the life, the primary caregiving plays a very important role. According to this theory, there are 4 stages of attachment. First one is the pre-attachment stage. This stage is right from the birth of the child till the child becomes around 6 weeks of age. Okay. In this stage, babies show signals to attract attention. Maybe the baby will cry or maybe the baby will smile also. At this age, babies do not show clear preference for any one particular person, but we can clearly understand that the baby is trying to form the bonds, but the baby doesn't know the relationship with the objects and humans. Even the baby can try to make the bond with the toy also, right? So this is known as pre-attachment stage. Next comes the attachment in the making stage. So this time period is right from 6 weeks to maybe around 6 to 8 months of age. The child tries to make the attachment. The baby starts recognizing the caregivers and it will also start responding more to the caregiver. Okay. Here let us just imagine caregiver as a mother only, so we can easily relate at that time, right? So here the baby begins to build trust. But at this stage, the baby is not still ready to protest when it gets separated from its mother, right? So we can say that here babies display more social behavior which can be easily observed. Also, babies give preference for people over objects. They actually prefer the familiar adult. Okay, but still the baby is not able to show some separation anxiety or it's not able to recognize the stranger still. Okay. Next stage is from 8 months to around 2 years. It is the stage where clear-cut attachment is there. Babies start showing strong attachment to their main caregiver. Baby may be showing separation anxiety with the caregiver. So if the mother goes somewhere, then the baby starts crying. The baby wants to stay close to the mother for comfort and safety. So here clear display of anxiety can be seen when a strange person comes in front of the baby, or if the mother goes away from the baby. Okay. So the baby cannot bear the separation from the caregiver, and it shows the anxiety. Next comes the formation of a reciprocal relationship. Now this starts from around 18 months to 2 years, 2+ years we can say. So here the toddlers, they start to understand that if the mother is leaving them, then she will come back also. So mother will leave and return. So shortly after the babies start to show the attachment to the mother, usually some multiple attachments are also seen. Maybe the baby will get attached to the father also, or to the adult who regularly spends time with that baby. So here in this stage the communication improves, and the baby forms give and take relationship also. And now separation becomes little easy from the mother and the child, because the child now understands that the mother or the caregiver will come back soon. Okay, clear, right? So these are the 4 important stages of attachment given by Bowlby. Okay. Now let's talk about the most important theory, which is a psychosocial theory given by Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson is actually father of psychosocial theory, and he has given 8 stages of this theory. He explained how people develop their identity and how they develop social relationship across entire of the life. Here in 8 stages, each stage presents a psychosocial conflict. Okay, so this conflict must be resolved for healthy psychological development of a person. If the conflict is not resolved, then the psychological development will have a negative impact. Okay, if it is solved, then the person will have a positive impact. If it is not solved, then the person will have a negative impact. So if there is a crisis, it should be solved so that we get a positive result. If it is not solved, we get a negative result. Now what are the 8 stages of this psychosocial theory given by Erikson? First stage is infancy period. The conflict here will be between trust and mistrust. Next one is early childhood period. Here the conflict is between autonomy and shame. Then third stage is play age period. Here the conflict is between initiative and guilt. Next comes stage 4, which is the school age period. Here the conflict is between industry and inferiority. Next comes the adolescence period. Here the competition is between identity and identity confusion. Then comes stage 6. Here young childhood period comes into picture, and there is conflict between intimacy and isolation. Then in stage 7, adulthood period comes. Here generativity versus stagnation comes into picture. Then is the last stage, we call it as old age period, where the conflict is between integrity and despair. So these are the 8 stages of Erikson's psychosocial theory. Let us go little bit in detail for all the stages. Let us start with stage 1, which is the infancy period. Here the conflict is between trust and mistrust. Now this infancy period is between 1 to 2 years of the age of a child. Here actually the child is in contact with the mother directly, right? So the relationship between the child and the mother plays a crucial role in this period. The mother can give hope to the child. See, actually the child learns whether it should trust the world or no. So if the mother feeds the baby whenever it is hungry, then the child will get strength, hope in terms of a positive result. The child will think that it can trust the world. Okay. Next comes the second stage, which is the early childhood period. Here autonomy versus shame and doubt comes into picture. Now this happens during 2 to 4 years of age. Now here both parents deal with the child, and parents can give the strength to the child by increasing its willing power. If the child thinks that it is okay to be me, then the child will get more strength with the willing power, right? Best example is a toilet training. The child will learn to use toilet by itself. This can be done by both the parents. Okay. So if the child is trained well, then the child will have autonomy in mind. Or else if there is a negative impact, then the child may feel shame or the child may have doubt about it, right? Third is the play age period, where initiative versus guilt comes into picture. This is during the preschool age, 4 to 5 years. Here, entire family will get attached to the child, and the relationship between the child and the family matters here. If there is a positive impact, then the child will learn to take initiatives. The child will get the strength of purpose. The child will think that it is okay for me to do things. It is okay for me to do some mistakes also. And the child will have a sense of independence. If the family keeps on shouting at the child for its mistake, then the child may have negative impact, and the child may learn to develop guilt for each work. Okay. Next is stage 4, which is having industry versus inferiority conflict. This is a school age period from 5 to 12 years. If the child is given a positive training related to industry, then the child will develop a sense of competence. Usually, child gains confidence by learning to work hard and accomplish tasks, right? If that is not done, then the child will develop inferiority, which is a negative outcome. The child will feel that there is no sense of mastery. The children, if they are discouraged or if they feel that they are not successful, they may also develop low self-esteem. So that's why in this period, the teachers and the family should push the child towards sense of competence. Next comes stage 5, which is adolescence period, and one of the most toughest period in a person's life, we can say. Here, identity versus identity confusion conflict is there. We all know that in our teenage, we have tried out different roles, right? We don't know what we actually want to become in future. So we sometimes think that we want to become a doctor. Sometimes we think that we want to become a nurse or a teacher or an engineer, right? So all this identity crisis happens in this adolescence period. So a child should get a full support from family to identify its own identity. Next comes the stage 6, which is our young adulthood period. This is having conflict between intimacy versus isolation. Here actually, young adulthood period is from 20 to 40 years, right? So if a person is getting love, then there is a positive outcome. The person will get ability to form close committed relationships and also to develop deeper emotional bonds with others. The impact with this positive outcome will be that there will be strong relationships and a sense of connection. But if this doesn't happen, then there is a negative outcome. The person will have a social isolation, loneliness, then fear of commitment will be there. There will be a lot of difficulties in maintaining the relationships. Because of this, emotional isolation, and possibly the person may also go in depression because of this negative outcome. Next comes stage 7, adulthood period. Here generativity and stagnation conflict is there. This comes from 40 to 65 years of age for a person. So here, if the person is having success in life, that is some generativity is there, then there is expansion of ego and vigor. Vigor means strength or energy, we can say. Okay, and there is a strong desire to contribute to society and support future generations. Maybe it can be through parenting also, or it can be through mentoring, or also it can be by involving into some community and helping out socially, right? So this positive impact will be that a sense of productivity, usefulness and personal growth will be there in a person. What will happen if there is a stagnation or self-absorption? Means if there is a failure in life, then the person will become stereotypical. He'll become mundane. Mundane means he feels that the life is not exciting at all. It's not interesting anymore. And the person will become self-centered, right? The person will not be interested in contributing to next generation or broader society. So the result of this stagnation will be that there will be feeling of disconnection. Life will be boring and stagnant. Next comes a old age period, which is the stage 8. Here integrity versus despair will be there in conflict. Actually, if the person's achievement of a previous 7 crisis is there, then it will lead to integrity. If the person is having all the positive outcomes of the last 7 stages, then there will be positive impact on the person and the person will have a feeling of integrity. It means that the person will have a sense of satisfaction that life has been well spent. There will be some accomplishment feeling, which is very good, right? Otherwise, the person will have a negative impact, which is despair. Means there is feeling of making the wrong decisions in life. We can also connect these things. Actually, some old people who are on deathbed, sometimes they recall what they have done in their life, right? They will also keep telling others that I have made some wrong decisions, or I have done that wrong thing and all that, right? So that is despair. So these are all 8 stages of Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. So better know all this, because we can expect at least minimum 1 question from this part. This is a very important topic. Okay. Apart from all this, there are a few more theories like cognitive tools theory, objection relations theories, separation individuation theory, social learning theory. Okay. In this, now most important is a social learning theory given by Albert Bandura. What it explains is that how human behavior is actually a consequence of observation, modeling and imitation. For example, if a child sees something in home, then the child tries to imitate it, right? If the child keeps on seeing the same thing for the entire of the life, then the child also becomes in the same manner as its surrounding is there. So that is the social learning theory given by Albert Bandura. Okay. Other 3 theories also, if you are interested, just take screenshot. Cognitive tools theory is given by Egan and object relations theory by Klein. Separation individuation theory by Margaret Mahler. Okay. Now let's go to most important multiple choice questions, because these are most expected questions this time. See the first question. Which of the following implications cannot be derived from Piaget's theory of cognitive development? Remember, we have discussed all about Piaget's theory of cognitive development in the previous class. We believe that you have watched the previous class, then only you are watching this class, because then you will not be able to answer these questions. Okay. So the options given here are acceptance of individual differences, sensitivity of children's readiness to learn, discovery learning and need for verbal teaching. So here the correct answer will be discovery learning, because we are talking about Piaget's theory of cognitive development here. Okay. Next, what was one of the earliest scientific studies of child development? See 4 options: Piaget's, Freud's, Darwin's, Binet's. The correct answer is Piaget's. That is one of the earliest scientific studies, as we have also discussed in the previous class. We have started with Piaget's studies only, right? Next question. Which indicates the change in the quality or character of a child? Growth, development, learning, environment. Very important question. See, actually development indicates the change in quality or character of a child. Next question. Who gives more stress to the philosophy of social constructivism? Social, the word social comes means Vygotsky should come into picture. Okay. Don't even see the options. Social means Vygotsky. Okay. Of course, Bandura is also there, but that was about imitation and learning, right? So, mostly it is a social constructivism means Vygotsky only. Okay. Next question. Learning depends on cognitive development. Always, never, sometimes, none of the above. See, learning depends on cognitive development always. As the development is there, like that only learning will progress. Okay. The best place of social development for a 12-year-old child is. So, the best place of social development for a 12-year-old child is playground, not school. Okay. Because in playground only the child will have social connectivity between his or her peers. Okay. Dash is the capacity to acquire and apply knowledge. Personality, aptitude, intelligence, attitude. Of course, it is intelligence only, right? It is the capacity to acquire and apply knowledge. Remember, see, I am not giving you lengthy sentences, multiple choice questions here because I want you to understand things. If you get lengthy sentence questions also, you will be able to answer if you understand things. Okay. Next question. According to Jean Piaget, which of the following is necessary for learning? Active exploration of the environment by the learner, observing the behavior of adults, belief in immanent justice, reinforcement by teachers and parents. See, according to Jean Piaget, active exploration of the environment by the learner is most important for learning. Okay. Next question. Kohlberg has given which of the following? What are the theories given in the options? Cognitive development, physical development, emotional development, moral development. What did Kohlberg give? Kohlberg gave moral development. Okay. Next question. According to Piaget, a child between 2 to 7 years is in the dash stage of cognitive development. 2 to 7 years. Remember, it is a pre-operational stage. Okay. We have discussed all this in the previous class. Last question of this class. The attachment theory was founded by, see the options here, Freud, Bowlby, Gestalt, Piaget. So you have to give the correct answers in the comment section below. Okay friends, that reminder once again, if you are interested to join our HSTR courses, please you can contact us by email or WhatsApp message. Our classes are going to start from today only. Okay. I really hope that these classes help you. Thank you. All the best. Bye.